Welcome back to Books and Bites.
Mm-hmm.
Our deep dive today is Onyx Storm, the third book in Rebecca Yarros' Empyrean series.
Violet and her dragon Andarna are back.
18 months into training at Basgiath War College.
Yeah.
And things are really heating up.
It's definitely heating up. And not just the romance either.
Right.
The war against the Venin is escalating. Danger is everywhere, even within Navarre.
It makes you wonder who you can even trust.
Exactly. You start to realize that in a world at war, who you trust could be a matter of life or death, not just politics.
So Violet is sent on a mission beyond the failing Oration wards, a search for allies against the Venin. This is not just a training exercise anymore.
And this journey really forces Violet to step up and become a leader.
Oh.
Venturing into new places, meeting new people, facing new threats. I think we are going to see some stuff we've never seen before.
So she needs to prove that she can handle anything that comes her way.
Yeah.
And all this while there are secrets back home that could change everything.
What about those secrets? Like a ticking time bomb.
Ooh, very suspenseful.
And we get the feeling they're connected to Violet's family, her past. Maybe even Navarre itself.
I am hooked already. Before we get into spoilers, I want to know how the characters are changing in this book.
Okay.
Violet seems like she's come a long way from Fourth Wing.
Absolutely. Violet has to be more than a dragon rider in this one. She has to think strategically, deal with losses, and confront the hard truth that sometimes victory comes at a price.
And what about Xyden? He was struggling in Iron Flame with his transformation into a Venin. Does Onyx Storm go deeper into that?
It does, and it's one of the best parts of the book. Xyden is fighting a war on two fronts. He's battling the Venin instincts inside him and the prejudices of others, trying to hold on to who he is.
So how does that affect his relationship with Violet? I mean, things were already tough. This adds a whole new level of difficulty.
Yeah, it brings up some big questions, like how much can love handle when the person you love is changing into something else? It makes you think about identity, loyalty, sacrifice.
We can't forget about Andarna. I heard we learn a lot more about her in this one, about her unique Irid abilities, even some hints about where the Irids come from.
Onyx Storm dives deeper into Irid lore. It turns out they're not just powerful dragons. They're closely tied to the Earth's energy.
Like Satan and the Venin.
Yes. This makes them both powerful and potentially dangerous.
So we have Violet on a quest, Xyden fighting his inner demons, and a mysterious past for Andarna. This is taking us far beyond the War College.
It is. And as Violet goes beyond the Oration wards, we start to see more of the world that Yarros has created. These new places are incredible. Different landscapes, cultures, and challenges that push everyone to their limits.
All right, hold on right there.
We were talking about Violet's journey beyond the wards, and it becomes more than just looking for allies.
Right. It's like a quest for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
She finds these old manuscripts,
Whoa.
written by her father.
Wow. Talk about a family legacy.
They reveal a lot about the Venin, the history of the wards, and maybe even some clues about Xyden.
It's amazing how Yarros uses these texts to give us more information, and it just makes the mystery even deeper.
So it's not just about fighting the Venin. It's about understanding them.
Yeah, and this knowledge is super important as Violet and her friends try to make alliances.
Alliances that are really tested along the way. Speaking of alliances, they actually meet some Irids, Andarna's people.
Right.
What's that like? I mean, Andarna was raised in Navarre, a very different culture.
It doesn't go so well at first. They see her as tainted by Navarre's ways, too focused on war. The Irids are all about peace.
So they reject her.
Yeah, and that's really hard for both Violet and Andarna. Makes their bond even stronger.
Andarna is kind of stuck between two worlds, just like Xyden.
Exactly.
But the Irids end up playing a big part in the battle for Tyrrendor.
Oh yeah, big time.
I remember that.
When the Venin attack Tyrrendor, one of the Irids, the one who rejected Andarna at first, comes back to help. He uses his powers to make the Wardstone stronger.
That was a turning point in the battle.
It was. Shows just how powerful the Irids are and how much they could change the course of the war.
But they don't help for free.
Yeah.
Andarna ends up leaving with them.
She does. It's the same Irid who convinces her that her place is with her own kind.
It's sad for Violet, but I get it. Andarna needs to figure out who she is.
You're right. Even with the war going on, people still have their own journeys to go on. But then things change again. Violet's sister, Mira, is taken.
By Theophany, the Venin leader.
That leads to the final battle. The Venin versus Navarre, Poromiel, and Tyrandor.
An epic showdown.
Definitely. Alliances are tested, sacrifices are made, it's chaotic.
And then Andarna comes back.
She does. Shows that she's loyal to Violet, that she'll fight for her. And then, get this, Violet kills Theophany.
So the good guys win.
Well, it seems like the threat is gone.
But knowing this series, it can't be that easy.
It's not. Xaden wants to protect Violet so badly that he absorbs more power from the Earth. It makes his transformation into a Venin happen faster.
Oh no. What happens to him?
We don't know yet. The book ends with Violet waking up 12 hours later, and then she hears that there are new murders and people disappearing.
A cliffhanger. That's how Yarros does it, just when you think things are calming down.
So brutal. Now we have even more questions. What's going to happen to Sodden? What about Violet and Navarre, and who is behind all this new stuff?
Winning the battle might have created a whole bunch of new problems. Onyx Storm makes you realize that victory isn't always what it seems.
And the war is not over yet. There are still enemies out there, secrets to discover, and personal battles to fight.
So much happened in this book. Violet's journey, Xaden's transformation. But the thing that really struck me was how Yarros uses this fantasy world to talk about real issues, like what's right and wrong, and who we are.
Yeah, there's no easy answers in this book. Everyone has to make tough choices, and those choices have consequences. It makes you think about whether there can even be a good side in a war like this.
And it's not just about the war either. Violet and Xaden are dealing with their own struggles.
Right. Violet becoming a leader is a huge thing, but she's so loyal to Xaden, even as he changes. Makes you wonder, is that real love, or is she being blind?
And Zizan, trying to hold on to who he is, it's hard to see him face so much fear and hate from the people he's trying to protect.
It makes you think about how fear can make us do terrible things, push away people who are different, even when they were our friends.
It all comes back to who we are.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's body is changing, does that mean they're a different person?
That's what Xaden is going through. And it's something we all think about, even outside of this fantasy world.
And for both of them, it's about figuring themselves out, facing their fears, deciding who they are in a world that's always trying to tell them who to be.
Exactly. And it's about being strong, even when things are really hard.
So why should people read Onyx Storm? What makes it more than just a fantasy book?
Because it's about being human, facing our fears, fighting for what we believe in, and finding love in the middle of all the mess. And it asks us, who can we trust? And when things are so confusing, how do we keep fighting?
Onyx Storm is more than just exciting. It's about things that matter. It's about us. It will stick with you long after you finish reading it.
If you want a fantasy book that's more than just fun, you have to check it out.
And there you have it, Onyx Storm, the third book in Rebecca Yarros' Empyrean series.
Make sure to pick up a copy using the link in the description.
And subscribe to Books and Bites for more deep dives into your favorite books.